story of 26 men who rode the Arizona Territory. Praise be the glory of 26 men who rode the Arizona Territory. Ride on, ride on, ride on.
26 men, carefully chosen for their courage and ability, formed the Arizona Rangers. Fame and public acclaim was not their objective. This is perhaps why the story of these 26 men has never been told until now.
What's the matter, little fella? You lost? Where'd you come from? Now, don't get skittish with me. Your eyes are all puckered up. Bet you haven't had any milk in a couple of days.
Chad, let's get the cattle through.
Yes, sir.
I'm Kolb, Jeremiah Kolb.
You're one of the ranchers that's been having rustler trouble.
That's right.
We're still investigating, Mr. Kolb. The way the rustlers operate, cutting 5 or 6 head out at a time so they make a fast getaway, makes it hard to track them down.
Well, you can cancel your investigation, Captain, because I know who the rustlers are. At least one of them.
Who's that?
Earl Slater. I want you to arrest him for cattle stealing and murder.
When did this happen?
Yesterday, rustlers stole another batch of my cattle. They were seen by a ranch hand of mine, Charlie Hall. He identified one of them as Earl.
Earl's brother, Frank, claimed the rustlers stole some cattle from him, too.
I haven't any doubts that Earl is capable of stealing from his own brother. Have you?
Now, we've had trouble with him before, but nothing as serious as this. Is Hall certain it was Earl?
Was certain, Captain. Charlie Hall was shot by Earl. He died right after telling me just what I told you.
Come on. You too, Travis.
Well, where are we going?
Slater Ranch, to find Earl. What's the matter?
Well, I was just thinking about facing Frank. You know, he's liked around town much more than Earl is disliked. And as far as folks can see, he's ambitious, hardworking, and honest as the day is long.
Sometimes it happens that way.
Hello, Frank.
I'd like to talk to your brother, Mr. Slater.
Well, he ain't here. What do you want him for?
To ask him some questions.
About what?
Cattle thieving, for one thing, and murder for another.
What are you talking about?
Charlie Hall was shot by rustlers yesterday at Kolb's ranch. Before he died, he identified the man who shot him as your brother.
Oh, no. Earl wouldn't do a thing like that.
Well, that's for Earl to say. Where can we find him?
I don't know. I told you he wasn't here. He's doing some mining.
You mind if we look around?
Certainly I mind. What do you fellas got against Earl? He takes a couple of drinks and you want to lock him up. Hit some guy in self-defense, you say it's the other way around. Now you want to pin murder and rustling on him.
If he's innocent, you'll have every chance to prove it. But you'll help him most by telling us where we can find him.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The 3 of you, get off of my land.
What do we do now?
You know what Earl looks like?
I've seen him.
Scout around, and if you find him, bring him to headquarters. I'll be there inside of an hour.
Yes, Captain.
We'll have a look around your range.
All right.
Earl Slater, isn't it?
Yeah, carrying the load again.
Thanks. Slater! I've got orders to take you into Ranger headquarters.
You killed him.
He resisted arrest, went for his gun.
Why, Kid could have outdrawn Earl in his condition. Why were you arresting him? He didn't even have a chance to fire his gun. Drunk charges?
No, rustling and murder.
Frank Slater's brother Earl? Who did he kill?
Cobb's ranch hand Charlie Hall. Now, if you have any more questions, talk to Captain Rynning.
Frank's brother Earl? A killer?
I can't believe that an officer of the law would shoot a man down in cold blood like that.
Especially when he only had his say to go on. I don't think Earl will have killed anybody.
Well, something's got to be done about it. Arizona Ranger or not, this Clint Travis is a killer.
Something for you? Just water, please. Sam, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions.
Look, I know you're here trying to build a case against Earl Slater. But if you want to take my opinion, I don't think Earl had anything to do with killing Charlie. Told me himself he'd been up there in the mining country.
How many drunken, disorderly complaints did you make against Earl when he was alive?
Many a one. But I never entertained any thought of shooting him down.
Come on.
Captain Rynning,
Yes, Mr. Marlin.
I'd like to know what you intend to do about the murder of Earl Slater.
Earl wasn't murdered. He was shot when he drew a gun on a ranger under orders to take him in for questioning.
Didn't look that way to me.
Frank, I'm sorry it had to work out this way.
Well, I guess it was bound to happen, Captain. We you lawmen were always hounding Earl.
Yeah, always waiting for your chance to shoot him.
You're forgetting something, Mr. Marlin. Charlie Hall named Earl as the man who shot him.
Earl's dead. Where's your proof?
They don't need proof. They're Rangers. They're above the law.
Don't forget, private citizens can take the law into their own hands, and the whole town will back us in this grievance. Who'll back you?
26 men. How long you been in town, Breck?
Oh, about an hour.
Not planning on staying, are you?
No, I'm heading up north to the silver mines.
Don't lose any time getting there.
Who's he?
Breck. Harlan Breck. A hired gun and a dangerous one.
You know that, and he's on the loose?
He's cautious. The only witnesses he leaves are dead ones. I wonder what he's doing in town.
We had a vigilante group in this town long before the Rangers were ever formed.
And we had a pretty clean town, too.
Are you with us, Frank?
Going after that young ranger won't bring Earl back. Even though the vigilantes ought to do something about it.
Well, it'll show the Rangers they can't ride roughshod over this town.
Let's have a showdown with this Travis. Any of you men feel the same way? Come on.
Man does his best to do his job. Outdraws the worst no good in these parts, and what happens? I'm a murderer.
Come on now. You gotta eat.
I'm not hungry.
I wasn't talking to you.
Hey, where'd you get him, Captain?
Found him up on Colb's range this morning.
Maybe he doesn't like cow's milk. Mare's milk is sweeter.
I've already put sugar in it.
Say now, he looks part Arabian.
Broomtail.
Not more than 4 weeks old.
Not more than 10 days.
Well, I'm sure of one thing, he's a buckskin.
I can't be sure. He might turn coal black in another 2 weeks.
Why don't we keep him, Captain?
Why do you think I brought him back? We'll make him our mascot.
Yeah, Mr. 27.
Say, that's a good name.
Well, I'm sure glad we agree on something.
Travis, I'm sending you up to the Tonto grazing country for one reason. Somewhere up there, the rustlers are keeping the stolen cattle.
It could take 6 weeks to find a herd.
It's the only way we'll get a lead on the other rustlers. You've got to get them before you could ever hope to prove that Earl Slater was tied in with them and that he killed Charlie Hall. Mount up and get going.
Well, I'm not going to run.
You've got your orders right out the back.
Where's Ranger Travis?
Travis? He's out on an assignment.
When'd he leave?
Now, you hold still, Mr. 27. When? Oh, a while back.
Where did he go, Rynning?
Now, Mr. Marlin, you know our ranger's orders are confidential.
We'll be waiting for him when he gets back here.
Looking for your horse? Drop it. Now, this is a right nice horse. It's too bad I can't risk keeping it. Now, ease that 6-gun out of your holster, Ranger. Now, over here. You could have shot me. Why didn't you? I'm no sugarfoot, Ranger. I know why you fired those shots. Tell me, how far behind you is Captain Rynning? I guess you're as cautious as the captain told me. Well, I know how you Rangers work. You know, if Rynning should find your carcass there, he'd put 2 and 2 together so fast that... Come on. On your horse. Pull up, Ranger. This is as far as you go. You and your horse are going to be found in the river, accidentally drowned. Well, since this is to be my last swim, don't guess you mind telling me who's paying you to kill me. Now, you really don't think I'll tell you, do you? I guess not. You riding with Earl Slater? I never heard of Slater. How much you getting for this job? $50. I'm worth a heap side more than that. The way things are going in town, price on my head ought to be $1,000 by morning. Mm-hmm. Get off your horse.
Get me out of here. Put this quicksand on the bottom. Come on, give me this log.
Why should I?
You heard me. You get me out of here, I'll kill you.
Yeah, go ahead, shoot.
Look, you can't stand there and let a man go on. Now, give me this log.
Tell me, did Earl Slater shoot Charlie Hall?
Yes. He killed him. I seen him now. Give me this log and get me out.
You'll testify to that?
Look, I'll tell you everything I know.
Who hired you to gun me?
Shad Williams.
I know that hard case. Who's his boss?
Look, will you give me this log?
You didn't answer me.
Look, I don't know anybody else. Shad put me on high to do all of his dirty work. Now, give me this log.
Over there. Back up against that tree and put your arms around it. I want Shad Williams.
Well, he's branding the cattle we stole up past Tila Rocks.
How many men with him?
He's alone.
I hope you're telling the truth, because if anything happens to me, no one will ever know where to come and look for you.
Well, now, there is one more. I know a count named Gilbert. Now, you watch out for him, because he'll shoot you on sight.
Thanks. Nice cap, if it was yours. On your feet. Get up. I'm run out of patience, Williams.
You never see me to town.
I know. You got a man named Breck gunning for me. I got him handcuffed to a tree. Now, mount up.
How's the temper in town?
Not so good, Captain. Marlin's even got Frank Slater riled up.
Well, it shows you what bad talk can do. Frank was willing to let things go as they were. Maybe by the time Travis gets back, the temperature will go down. Let's hope so anyway.
I don't think Travis will show his face around here anymore.
I don't know why we stand here wasting time. Let's go out and track him down. I don't think Rynning sent him on any assignment.
Now, just a minute. Earl was my brother, and his killer should be hanged. But I'm not so sure we should resort to mob violence.
Well, I'm all for it.
I am, too.
John, you and Frank look out here. Travis is coming down the street as big as all get out.
Yeah. That's Shad Williams with him. I wouldn't put anything past him.
I sure wouldn't. Well, who's that other fella?
That's Holland Breck. I met him a few times down in Tucson. He's a hired killer.
Well, that puts a different light on things. Say, maybe we were wrong about Clint.
Well, there's only one way to find out. We'll make the prisoners talk.
The vigilantes have work to do. Let's go, men.
What have they been arrested for, Travis?
Breck ambushed me and tried to kill me. I caught Williams banding one of Cobb's calves.
You wouldn't take my advice, would you, Breck? You had to get into trouble. Get him inside. Into the bunk room. Wait here, Corporal. Handcuff him to the bunk.
All right, sit down, Breck. Breck told me saw Earl Slater shoot Charlie Hall.
Is that true, Breck? Or did you do it?
Now, you're not pinning murder on me.
Keep your trap closed. The boss will have us out of here and nothing flat.
Well, I don't trust anybody.
That's very interesting, Williams. Who is your boss? From the sound of that mob, he may talk whether you want to or not. The mob can be very nasty when it gets out of hand.
We're here to question the prisoners.
I'm afraid I'll have to say no, Mr. Marlin. They'll be questioned, but at the proper time and by the proper authorities.
We're tired of waiting. We want the answers now.
Yeah, we want it.
Quiet! All of you go outside. Some of you men are my friends, and I don't want to shoot you.
Better do what the captain says, men.
Williams is dead. Unfasten him.
It's no use.
Who did it, Breck?
Frank Slater. Thought you said you didn't know him. I never tell everything I know.
What's wrong, Captain? We heard some shots.
You certainly did, Slater. You fired him.
Why, that's ridiculous.
Breck was alive when we found him.
Let's go. Get her on. Let him alone.
He had Charlie Hall murdered. He deserves to be hung.
If he deserves it, he'll be hung. In due process, by the law. All right, Travis.
This is the story of 26 men who rode the Arizona Territory. High is the glory of 26 men whose courage helped to build the territory. 26 men who saddled up and then rode out to answer duty's call. 26 men who lived to ride again and fight for the rights and the liberty of all. This is the story of 26 men enforcing law within the territory. Praise be the glory of 26 men who rode the Arizona Territory.